Confucius say, it is only when a mosquito lands on your testicles that you realize there is a way to solve problems without using violence. Much as our beautiful Confucius quote has taught us, there are still fucking people out there that think that the ban list doesn't need to exist. Some people seem to think that it would be okay to have every card banned at 1. And this is without saying that cards that are appropriate at 1 should remain at 1. I'm not even going to talk about the other 1% that exists in our community today that for some reason thinks that no card should be limited or at 2 and feels that we should have a free-for-all and play Yu-Gi-Oh the way it's intended. You can get the fuck out of here, because I don't care. I don't think that you'll ever be a competitive player. You're in some fucking mystical fantasy land that many mosquitoes probably land on your testicles. It's a very sad part of reality. So normally I don't ditch on opinion or opinion-based people, but I don't think you are a person that should be playing Yu-Gi-Oh. It's that simple. So let's talk about some mystical fucking fairy tale land that exists in the fucking Rocky Hills of Hollywood, California, where all of the dreamers that dream dreams go. The people that think that they can get a Hollywood career, and the people that want to work for Konami. These magical people that walk in for their interview after trying really hard and they say, Hera, I want to apply here. And they're like, well, what do you want to do? I want to work in Yu-Gi-Oh! R&D and I want to make game better. And they're like, okay, what experience do you have? And you look at them and you're like, I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! For 2 months. I live in my mother's basement. And I don't think cards should be banned. And then the person behind the desk is probably like, hold up. I don't even play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you're telling me that this card's banned? And you're like, yeah, that'd make the game bad. And then they hand you your paper and you get the fuck out of Konami headquarters because your opinion is bad and you shouldn't be playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But back to the magical land of Hollywood, California, where there's no mystical ban list. You're getting paid hundreds of mystical Yu-Gi-Oh! Dollars playing this card game, and it's all fucking sunshines and roses. Chaos Emperor Dragon is at 1, though Chaos Emperor Dragon should be at 1. Pot of Greed is in everybody's decks. Graceful Charity's resolving. Dark World's a tier 1 deck. Infernoids have card destruction. It's all fucking the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament of all fucking time. You know what? Fucking Pot of Desires, no one's playing that. Well, no one's really playing that right now. Every deck has Painful Choice. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players in the bathroom doing things that they never thought they'd be doing for these now expensive cards that Konami hasn't reprinted. Paul Cooper's in the audience playing Empty Jar. You know, #1 player's pick. Man's a fucking genius for that deck. You have Vincent Tendo over here coming back into the game playing Tendo FTK version 6.32. You know, everyone's cheering. You know, the game is perfectly healthy, and then after the tournament is over, person's walked away with their prize of the most ridiculous Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament ever. Community's like, man, that fucking was the worst idea we've ever had. I respect the community's general opinion. I don't like to give credit to those that don't deserve credit. And 9 times out of 10, sometimes it's a joke, sometimes it's not. When I made the comment on the previous video, actually talking about, you know, like, if you worked at Yu-Gi-Oh! R&D, you know, like, if you're going to do things, you have to have a general scope of things. As soon as you walk through that door and you get privileged information, you understand future sets, you understand what the fuck is going on. Your opinion should dramatically do a 180, and you should get your shit together. Every person that has ever said that they wanted no cards banned in this game doesn't actually understand the detrimental effects to the competitive metagame. Like I said, you were probably just a casual player trying to enjoy the game the way it should be. Go to your locals, play that game with your friends. Don't force that mentality on the competitive community, because the competitive community is going to reject your mentality and you. It's the very unfortunate side of things that go with this. So, you guys just heard me cracking jokes about an actual tournament with all banned cards at one. You know, some of the greatest minds in the game would probably come back for that one event. And Vincent Nintendo is a very, very strong innovator. You know, you goddamn know Paul Cooper would be there trying to play fucking Empty Jar. The one opportunity that he gets. These things are given. The level of innovation would exist. Now, the problem with this is I feel that the power balance and the things that would happen after this format would effectively be discovered would be very detrimental. Konami's not going to sell product. As you know, I've told you guys before that the product that the secondary market is buying is what's paying for our events. If we have some mystical fairyland event that this happens, that's an official event, then if it was the continued format, they're going to be hurting themselves. And by them regulating the secondary market, well, no, they're not even regulating the secondary market. Scratch that, I apologize. Misinformation from me. With them releasing product and maintaining the player base's demands and equalizing the game state the way that they have, Konami's controlled the environment. They're sadly filtering the need for players to want to get new cards or need new cards. You know, they have to sell product in order to keep this game going. You know, like, we can't rag on that. You know, obviously older things become worth something because it's just how the game goes. But if you're eliminating one of the factors that is driving this game at the moment, which is the checking of the most broken cards in the game, and you're allowing those cards to be in the competitive scene, well, a lot of players are going to quit because it's just not going to work out. As I said, probably the third time in this video, it's very important to understand that if you want to play the California make-believe format, play it with your friends. Don't think that everyone wants the same fucking thing that you want. You know, there are some cards that shouldn't be banned. We know this. The entire competitive community knows this. You know, they've started eradicating cards. They've started cleaning up a lot of their messes that they've made. Tribe Infecting Virus, excellent example. You know, you slap a once per turn on the card, I don't know why the card's still banned. It is a water monster. It does trigger all the Atlantean monsters. Sure, we know that. But they've started eradicating certain things. I don't know why they're so worried. You know, the card effectively does the same thing that Raigeki does, just with a 1600 body attached to that. They fucking afraid someone's gonna slap Safe Zone on it and just have like this indestructible virus, because I don't see that happening. You know, you'll never understand being more like, this is one of the reasons why I don't like GOAT format, is because of the Trinity. You guys, so many people ask me if I like GOAT format, and I really don't. And the reason I don't like GOAT format was because I lived GOAT format. I wasn't a very good player at that time. You can argue, yeah, you can go back and change that, but it wasn't a very good format to live, especially when you know CRV was right around the block. You know, you're getting rid of the Thousand Eyes Restrict shit. It was kind of like last format, you know, a lot of stagnantly boring stuff, but you knew Zoo was right around the corner, so you just got to get through it. And I think it was the same thing with me for Zoo, or for GOAT format to now. And it's definitely something I think a lot of players, I don't know. And there's going to be that one guy who's going to comment on this video and be like, how dare you disvalue my opinion for saying that cards shouldn't be banned. You know, all cards should be legal if they're produced with Konami. Yeah, and then, you know, progress, evolution happens. You know, the game changes. They release a new mechanic on an old card. It becomes a super powerhouse. And they need to check that. You know, Gofu was a very excellent example on the last OCG list. You know, every TCG player looked at that card, shit their fucking pants, and the OCG immediately cleaned it up. I don't think a lot of people really, I guess, value the preemptive hits and things like that. I'm being very pro Konami in this video. I think it's very important that people stay educated as to why there's a ban list. You know, I wouldn't want to fucking play against Zoo with a turn 1 Delinquent Duo confiscation. You know, like, cool, so you get to just fucking Delinquent Duo me and then confy me? Like, what the fuck more do I, like, even want to deal with in this format? You know, these cards are banned for a reason. And I think anyone that wants to play in some mystical format with these cards, just isn't a good idea. What do you guys think about having every banned card at 1 in a format? Do you think it's magical fucking pixie dust? You think it'd be a fun format? Maybe once. Maybe just once. Not forever. No, fuck that. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And deuce arena. That's not all, folks. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please check out my Cardfight Vanguard channel, VanCole40. You guys will get an insight on our playtesting sessions. And please check out the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. That way you guys can follow the House of Champions and MCole40 interactions. Please check out MCole Games for all of your guys' trading card game needs. And if you guys enjoyed this content, please check out my Patreon in the description. Every bit helps to the creation of these videos. One step at a time in improvement, and that's the goal of this channel. Alright guys, have a good time, and thanks for watching.